Welcome back to City Skylines, our little tiny town, Greyling Hills. We're going to continue building exactly where we left off the last time. Right now we have a kind of a small demand for everything, for residential, commercial, industrial. So we're just going to continue to go piecemeal. We're going to try and just, kind of build as we need, just a little bit at a time. So here we're looking at adding more schools. Our education level isn't so great, so we need to put in a high school, which we just picked up as having that ability. So we want to put a high school. We can see that as we add sections, they kind of fill up pretty quick. We need to take a look at our traffic. As we add, we need to be able to have the traffic flow the right way, not get gummed up, and see suddenly we're a boomtown. So we went from tiny town to boomtown. That was actually pretty quick. This gives us a lot of, you can see a lot of the roads. We get highways, we get various roundabouts, which we'll look at taking advantage of. Because we're going to need to expand the road network. But as always, electricity is an issue. We go through that pretty quick. We've been putting in these advanced wind turbines, and so we're going to put another one in here. That's going to give us a lot more than just adding a couple of the regular normal wind turbines. So we also get some healthcare options. We need elder care. We need to do this end-of-life care stuff. So we need to find a spot for that. You can see we have cemeteries available. So we have elder care in place. We're looking at our elementary school. We need another elementary school. Now this new corner of the map is satisfied, at least temporarily. Transport, we're not quite ready for buses just yet. We do need to look into parks. People are expecting some sort of parks, even if it's just something like, a couple of basketball courts. So we're going to put some basketball courts down. You can see that they have a pretty positive effect. They don't cost much. They don't take up a lot of space. A lot of this stuff we can kind of revisit as we grow. Now we're going to buy an extra plot of land so we can start thinking about growth. And you can see we'll take the one here to the west of where we started. So as we do that, our demand goes up. So you can see the residential demand is kind of inching up. We need more people. So we're trying to keep an eye on everything. We don't want to fall behind. We don't want to have problems like we did in the last episode where we had problems with our sewage. We don't want that to happen again. So what we're doing is we're kind of keeping an eye on things and just staying on top of the situation. So I'm looking at the transportation options. It's probably a little too early for that. But we can have a post office, which we want to have. People like post offices. Yeah, everybody's happy. They want a post office. We have the option of starting industries. We can do farms if we want to. I think right now we're still just kind of growing the community. I mean, we're still only have 3,000 people, so we need to take care of the town, our little boom town as it is, before we start going whole hog on things like industry. Right now everything seems to be running well. We're making money every month, which is good. We don't want that to go into the negative because that would be a big problem for us. Water's looking good. We're currently not processing any garbage. We just have landfill, but we're okay on our landfill right now. At some point we're going to be able to turn all this garbage, or most of this garbage, into energy, which will be helpful. It'll help eliminate the need for a whole bunch of landfills, and it'll give us some more power. So we're going to put out a library. Now you notice when we put these out, if we don't put them on an unoccupied area, then we're taking out some houses. We're doing some eminent domain and taking out some residences. So we're going to have to adapt that accordingly. So everybody's happy that we got a library, but we just displaced a handful of people. So you can see our residential needs are growing. Our citizens are happy. Commercial could be a little bit happier. They're healthy, except we still don't have a cemetery. So now we're going to start building a little bit more. We have a residential need. We need to take care of it. So again, just a little chunk at a time, and you can see the residential need goes down pretty quick. So one of the mistakes I used to make when I played these games, including this and also SimCity, is I would just build these massive developments that weren't ready for inhabitants. They would just, they'd take up like 2 squares or whatever, and I'd have, like 10 empty squares. So that's why I'm trying to do this, slow and steady. So the money stays in, we don't go into the red. Just trying to, unlike regular government, real life government, I'm trying to be responsible about growth and thinking about its impact. If I'm doing anything willy-nilly, it's kind of placing things like these schools and libraries and stuff like that. Those we can tweak later on. So you can see in here I have all these garbage trucks lined up, and they only have one route into the city. This one little dirt gravel road. And so we need to change that. We have all of our residential areas on the other side of this bridge, or this highway. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a bridge in here, and we're going to connect it that way so the garbage trucks can go right over and go right into the residential area. So it'll free up the traffic that's really getting backlogged over here. So what we're gonna also have to do is we're gonna this is gonna have to be traffic lights now. So we got a light there now, so that should start to clear up a little bit between that and the garbage trucks going over the bridge. And you can see already in the back there that the garbage trucks are starting to go over the bridge directly into the residential area. So all these little icons that are flashing that people aren't getting their trash picked up, that should clear up. And the road's already cleared up. So we're pretty happy with that. But we have to deal with traffic flow. You know, who has the stop signs, who has the right of way. This road here is kind of like the main road through the industrial area, or one of the main roads that are going east to west. So we want them to have you know, kind of a straight through shot, and then the roads feeding into it are the ones that are going to have to stop. See? So again, it's busy, but it's clearing up in this entry point into town. We're just going to have to keep an eye on how things come up, and you can see coming in from the highway that's starting to get a little busy too. See, so this is a straight shot for the garbage trucks. They come down this road and then they kind of feed into the neighborhoods. And you'll notice too that I really haven't done anything as far as with naming roads and all that. That's what we'll get to, is when we get to a certain point, I'll kind of go through and, you know, clean everything up and name the roads properly. Because I know it does have an effect on traffic flow, but it really hasn't been much of an issue until now. So that will probably be, you know, on the order of something we do after this this particular video. So we go through, everything's looking good as far as utilities. We got some money in the bank. I'd like a little bit more in the bank, but we have some money in the bank. And our demand is kind of holding steady. All our bars are about halfway up. So we need to start thinking about that. Particularly our commercial, our industrial area over here is pretty small. So we're going to expand again. Another row, another set of commercial, or 2 commercials, and then 5 residentials. So again, that satisfies our demand. Now we're gonna, since our water availability is starting to run low from the water tower we have, we're actually going to do a pumping station. Now we have plenty of water. We don't have to deal with that for a while. Our sewage treatment is We need to add more sewage treatment. Got plenty of that now. So everything's good there. You can see there's a couple abandoned buildings, you know, that pop up. A lot of times, you know, if you can't get enough workers, if I wait too long to add more residential areas, then the businesses don't like it. So when you see the commercial dissatisfaction, it's usually because of that, because they can't find enough workers. So it's just, you know, one more thing to keep an eye on. The industrial, I definitely want to do that piecemeal, like little tiny bits. Okay, that's going up. That's good. But you can see it really didn't put much of a dent in the demand bar, so we definitely need more. We need more commercial, and as we open up more industrial facilities, you can see the residential demand is going up. So we're going to work on our roads a little bit. We're going to see if we can expand, make them a little bit wider. We're going to have to move a building or two. See, we have to move our medical clinic. It's up against the road that we want to expand, so we have to relocate the building, which is really a nice feature. We can just move it. So, and I think that's, you know, one of the reasons why when I initially do this city, my feeling was I'm just going to move, I'm going to rely on relocating buildings. So I'm going to satisfy the immediate need. Long-term planning, that's fine, we can do that too. But for things like this, it's just easier to, you know, move the building, get the road done, and be done with it. So now we have our main drag is now a 4-lane road. And you can see we've opened up some more areas for commercial growth here. Took out the clinic, and now we have room for a little more commercial. So you can see the commercial bar has gone down, gone way down. And it helps with traffic. We still have traffic backing up getting into the city or the town. We're almost at 5,000 people. But right now, you know, it's looking pretty good. We just paid off a loan, which is also very good. I haven't done anything with taxes as far as changing the tax rates, and I really don't want to. That was one of those things in SimCity that I used to fiddle with the taxes all the time. And, you know, again, if people are happy, I'm just going to let it go. If there's no issues where I really need to, you know, tighten the belt or whatever, then, you know, I'm not going to do anything with it. People are happy, and there's plenty of money coming into the treasury. So, you know, I'm not going to mess with it. Do a little more construction, open up a couple more areas here for industrial growth. You can see we still have a big need for it. That will probably go down now until we get some more residences set up. We got water, we got power. Or do we have power? It looks like we're losing power over on the other side there. So we're turning this spot into commercial. We have this 4-lane road. There's really not a need to have residential right up against it. So over time, that's what we'll do is we'll push the residential back, and the 4-lane road will be the main commercial strip for the town. And you can see that worked out pretty well, but now we have electricity issues to consider. Another advanced wind turbine, and there we go. That's taken care of. And now we're doing a bigger expansion. We have all this power available. People want to move into town, so we should let them. So what we're doing is we're going to put a handful of commercial and then the rest residential. Put some water in here. We just did our water pump. We're good there. We're going to do a little more electricity. Another turbine. And there you go. So our residential and commercial demand is now flat. We don't need any more. We're good there. But we still have a little more industrial need. So we're going to take care of that. So at some point we're going to have to give a good think to what we're doing with our industrial areas, because you can see it's just kind of like, you know, slap a area here, slap an area there, and it's going to have to probably change. You know, this is very kind of a, looks like a gigantic rectangle almost. Our next goal is Busy Town, which is 5,500. We're almost there. So we did Boom Town. I'd like to get to Busy Town, because then we'll continue to expand. And you can see now that the areas where I just added all those residential plots, we're only getting a smattering of new residents. That'll increase, but the residential demand now is flat, so we don't have a current need for it. But that means that the industrial and commercial, they should all be fully employed, and hopefully it'll balance out so we don't have a lot of unemployment. So all in all, I think we're going at a pretty good clip here. Again, everything is nice and balanced. There's nothing special about our town at the moment. There will be, but not right now. Right now it's just a place for people to live, work, shop, you know, exist. We need to work on our recreation, those kind of things. So that's what we'll do. Now we have to figure out what we're doing about these roads, because that's going to become an issue going forward. So, but for now we're just going to we're just going to make sure everything works, that people can turn and drive and all that. So we'll figure all that out. And that's what we're going to do the next time on City Skylines. So I hope you're enjoying it. If you are, I'd appreciate it if you click subscribe and like the video, and click notify so you get notified when the next video comes out. But we're going to enjoy our town, our little boom town, and we'll catch you next time on City Skylines.